Oh, there you go. You are live.
Okay, there's the one button that says we're live. It looks like all three have connected.
I hope I'm not echoing.
And no, I don't hear an echo from you, but I am excited that we are together today. It is Wednesday. March 17th.
Today St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day. Yay. And you can see we're all decked out in our green. Have you got your green on? Oh, and let me tell you, today is a day of celebration. Not only is today St. Patrick's Day, but come on, everybody, give it up for Sherry, who is now a first-time grandma. She got word last night. Sherry, what were the details?
Oh, yeah, I got a grandma. I got my grandma cup, too. So I have a grandson. He weighed 9 pounds. He was 20 inches long. That's crazy. And his name is Simon. What is it? Kane? Yeah, Simon Kane Burger. There you go.
Congratulations.
I'm excited to get to go meet him in 9 days. So I'm very, very excited about that.
Only that, we have something else to celebrate. Sherry, are you aware that today is our 6-month episode-versary?
Oh my gosh, happy anniversary, 6 months? Really?
I cannot believe it. We got this crazy idea. We got started, really stretched our comfort walls, and we have now been doing this every week for 6 months. And we are so excited to celebrate this with you.
Wow.
Let's get started with the official beginning. Welcome to Conversations with Sherry and Terry Ann. I am Terry Ann Porter, life coach, TA. I help you to defeat those lies of negative self-talk by finding a new perspective, which will open your eyes to some unseen possibilities. From there, pathways will open onto which you can choose to proceed. My co-host is Sherry Berger.
Good morning. I'm Sherry Berger, and I am the owner of Here to There Consulting. And we educate business with those fun tools of balancing life, business, and finances. Then we can open up and help you guys with growth, leadership, and success. I'm very, very happy to be here today. What are we going to talk about today, Terry Ann?
Oh, today's topic is something that I know I have a problem with, and I'm hoping that you can give me some good tips. Time management. I have so much to do. My to-do list gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I move one thing to the to-done list, and 3 more things get added to the to-do list. I need some tips on time management, Sherry.
I hate that we only have 24 hours in the day. Can you believe it? And then I am one of the people that have to have my 8-hour sleep. So that really only 16, right? And then if you're going to eat, what in the world? And I don't know about you, Terry Ann, but like you, I keep getting more things added to my list. So I used to struggle with this all the time. It was frustrating. Raising 4 kids, running a business, I struggle. But time is very, very important aspect of our life. So I think we need to get our priorities straight, right? So when you're looking at your time management, or what are some of the things that you do to get your priorities straight, Terry Ann, with your time?
Hey, Sherry, it looks like you got some mic problems.
So I'm afraid
they're all telling me you're getting an echo, and now
can you hear me
I'm
now?
Getting a buzzing from. I wasn't. Okay, everybody, what can you hear now?
Can you hear me?
Give me some comments back. Okay, not you, Reed. I'm talking to the group. Okay. Sherry, no other comments, so we're going to keep going from here and see what happens then.
Can you hear me?
That sounds better to me. Nope. Carla says she's still getting an echo.
Yeah, I told you I was getting an echo as soon as we went live.
Okay. I'm not hearing it, so I've got to trust. Okay, one said it's better now, whatever you just did. Well, let's try to go on and see what happens. Give me a couple of tips here. Talk again so we can check it out.
Can you hear me now? Are you getting echo? That's crazy.
I don't hear echo. Don't touch anything yet. Don't touch anything. Let's see what they say.
See, I keep getting echo.
Make sure it's more than one getting there.
Is that better?
Um.
I have no idea.
Okay. Now Pam says she exited
Time management, Terry-Ann.
Let's go on. Let's do the best that we can. Do what?
What are some of your tips?
Oh, time management. Now, time management for me, I find that the to-do list does work. Prioritizing is sometimes an issue. So sometimes I have to decide between what is important, what is urgent, what just needs to get done. Sometimes when I'm looking at my list, I see that, I've got a Facebook Live event today. Okay, that means I've got to stop whatever I'm doing and plan for that. But somewhere along the way, I need to empty that email box. Now, that email box can get to be a real time waster. How about you? Do you ever find that your email box is that inbox can just be, I could spend hours trying to empty it out. Then I flip over to Facebook. Oh my God, the time I can spend over there. And I'm thinking, I'm just going to do this real quick check. And then all of a sudden I look at, wow, that's an hour gone. That means that's one less hour that I have to do whatever else I need to do. Sometimes, how about you guys in the that are watching? I have to turn off.
Can you hear me? Well, I have learned that is if I set a timer, either my phone, which to me, my phone is a distraction. So I'll actually get a real timer. And I set a timer and only time block on Facebook so long, email so long. So I hate I'm echoing.
Do you find it easy when you set that timer, when the timer goes off, to transition to the next project?
If in the morning you prioritize what you need to get done and evaluate the time that you have to get it done.
Oh, prioritize. So when you get started for the day, decide what is, I like the book, The One Thing.
Yeah. And I the book of one thing. I know it's supposed to be one, but I have 3 things for the day that have to be done and 2 things that'll be bonus. And then of course I have the rest of my day plan. See, it's awful. I have an echo.
Now Pam says, let me see, I've got a little delay coming here. Oh, let me stop that other one.
She got it out and came back in and it cleared the echo. I wonder if I should do that.
There we go. There's Pam's comment. Pam says, okay. Oh, in my scheduler, I can place things in a to-do list, categorize it, and then every night I choose the items on my to-do list as my schedule for the next day. I love that. And then that involves pre-planning, planning ahead, deciding what you're going to do. And then by having that plan, for myself, I find that works much better. No, this will get done. It stays in the forefront. It becomes a priority. Sometimes I find that my to-do list can be so overwhelming that I almost paralyze. I've got so much to do. I use the analogy when I'm talking about that of my laundry. Everybody has laundry. No matter what, you've got the laundry. You ever looked at that laundry pile and it's just so huge, think it's never going to get done or it's an all day or whatever? The first thing I do is the towels. The towels make up the biggest bulk of that huge mountain of laundry that I have to do. So I do them first, and now that mountain of laundry has dwindled down quite a bit. It also means that because other laundry will follow behind it, it has to come out of the dryer and be put away. I can't just leave it in the dryer. If I do it last, it'll stay in the dryer for days. So that's one way that I break down that chore. And I use the same analogy in some of my other things that I need to do. How about you, Sherry, now that you're back? Let's hear from you.
Well, what I was saying is that, and I think I'm still echoing, even though I went out and came back in. But anyway, like I say, in the morning, I just prioritize and evaluate what time I have. But every Sunday afternoon, I make sure that I plan for the week. And then I go in my office at least 30 minutes before I plan on starting. You know what I mean? To reprioritize what my time is and what I got done the day before and what I need to do today. And I also do that at the end of the day. Right? And I think a lot of us running our own business, we got to be careful because when is the end of the day? That's another problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so some of my priorities and my time blocking are, my friends know they cannot call me from 9 to 10 at night. You maybe could text me, you can't. That's my husband time, ha ha ha. But I have a husband that doesn't get home till 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening, and he leaves at 7 a.m. So he's one of my priorities. So from 9 to 10. When I had my kids that were younger, maybe it was from 8 to, when is bath time? When's dinner time, right? So now I can actually work sometimes during dinner time because I'm by myself for dinner time, but not every dinner time. So I think it's about making sure that your time is controlled by your priorities, not other people's priorities, is so important.
Oh.
Like God's real important in my life. So I prioritize having Bible study or time in the Word. Health is important to me. So I prioritize walking or figuring out how I'm going to exercise. My family's really important to me. So I prioritize how I'm going to have a cup of coffee with my daughter or my son, but they've even been taught since they were little to get on mom's schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And teenagers do not want to get on your schedule. So you just treat them like you would somebody else. Does Tuesday at 2 work or Wednesday at 2? Because we're having coffee. And so usually they'll just get on my schedule because they want mom to leave them alone. Ha ha ha. But no, I make sure, actually my daughter right now needs to get on my schedule. And we're working out when that's going to be. But to make sure that those important things are on your schedule first. And yes, I run my own business. I love my clients. My clients are a huge priority to me. So I make sure they're on my schedule. And then, I go to a lot of networking events, but you got to have those on your schedules. But what did you talk about? You talked about this, right? The 4 quadrants.
Oh, the 4 quadrants. Yes.
Yeah. If it's urgent and important, or is it not urgent but important, right? So we need to learn and to delegate. Have you ever heard of that word?
Yeah. Is this something that you have to do, or can you get someone else to do it? Does it need to be done by me? Or is it something that you can do? Is it something that this other person can do? Does it have to be done by me? That's an important question to ask. How do you decide if something is urgent or important?
What your priorities are, right? Not what other people's priorities are. So what needs to be done? Like I told you, I think you said it was the one thing, right? I've heard that before. I always have 3. And if I get 5 done, it's a bonus. And don't worry, I have bigger to-do lists than that, Terry Ann. But those are going to be the things I focus on for that day. And then when I get them done, I get more. Huh?
You can't focus on everything. You have to narrow down what your focus is.
Yep.
When you're driving, you have to be aware of what is around you, but you have to focus on the road. Pam says, oh my gosh, delegate is my favorite word for the year. Figuring out how and who to delegate things to.
Well, Pam has a really good book that she's been reading on delegating. Stop competing and start winning. The Business of Coaching. And it's all about delegating. So this was a book that Pam was telling me about, and I have it. And it's on delegating and how important that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a mom of, well, I'm still a mom of 4, and now I'm a grandma. But anyway, I'm a mom of 4 as of yesterday. But I'm a mom of 4, right? And I learned even with family to delegate. Like, who's cooking dinner tonight? Why does that mean mom's always cooking dinner? Right? It's okay to teach my 9, 10-year-old how to cook dinner. I remember when my daughter was 4 or 5, she had to cook dinner. You're like, wait a minute. Guess what she could cook? Fish sticks and French fries. Guess who could help her? Her 17-year-old brother that knew how to turn on the oven for her. But it was still her responsibility to get the fish, chicken nugget, make sure whatever it was. And we had to have a vegetable. So I taught her when she was 4 or 5 that this is the night you're cooking. I know a 4 or 5-year-old can't really cook, but you can have a support for you. So just looking at ways of even out in your home life, how can you delegate things?
Very good. Do you keep a to-do list, and do you find it effective?
You know what is fun about it? You know what's fun about a to-do list? I don't know about you, Terry Ann. Crossing it off.
Yes. There's such a sense of accomplishment when I could say, done, done, done.
Now, I absolutely adore my husband. Everybody knows I'm married, love of my life. Been married 27 years, dating this guy 30. Absolutely love him, but he does not make to-do lists at all. But he loves it when I do for him. Is that crazy? You know how they say guys don't like a honey-do list? Oh, no, he loves it. Make me a to-do list. So if you give him a to-do list and he gets to cross it off and he gets to tell you that he did it, oh my gosh, you just gave him all kinds of power. Oh, by the way, one of his love languages, words of affirmation, right? So he wants to be told, oh my gosh, thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. So when you do that for him, which is too funny. Now, I could be a grumpy wife and go, just make your own stupid to-do list. But I don't think he reads minds. I think that's his problem. I don't know. But I thought that was funny. You empower him. So how much do you empower yourself by doing that? See, my husband loves crossing off to-do lists. My children, they didn't like it when I gave them to-do lists.
Okay,
so I told you what needs to be done. Are you making it or me?
Okay, so how about this, though? You've got your to-do list. You've marked a couple things off, but now it's the end of the day and you still have things on the list. Does that encourage you, discourage you, maybe make you feel like, oh my God, does it discount everything that you completed? Those are just some different ways that I sometimes look at mine. How do you look at yours? Oh, hey.
Terry Ann, I'm going to use one of your, I love what Pam says. Pam is so funny, though. I don't call it a to-do list. Random thoughts, a powerhouse project.
Well, I like that. Yes, because sometimes that to-do list can set off anxiety. So that was, I guess, what I was leading to is how do you keep
Pam is a travel writer.
Wow, nice.
See why she's so elegant with her words.
Powerhouse. I'm going to change that now. Powerhouse projects. I love the word. Isn't it funny, though, how the words can make a difference in your attitude towards something? Like saying, I have to go do this, as opposed to, I get to. I have to make my husband's to-do list. I get to make my husband a to-do list.
How many wives can say that their husbands love a to-do list? See?
So, yes. So,
right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Pam, I'm curious, Pam, at the end of the day, you've got these things on your powerhouse projects. What do you do when the day is over and now you've still got a few things left? By calling them projects, does that help you to eliminate the anxiety issue?
So I think,
Go ahead.
when you got your to-do list, right, and you finish those 3 to 5 and you still got more to do, have you ever, first of all, Terry Ann, have you ever went on a trip? And before you go on the trip, have you noticed how you get more done on your to-do list? Because your motivation is you're going to be gone and you got to get all this stuff done.
Deadlines.
In 9 days, I get to go see my grandson. Do you know how motivated I am to get my crap done? Because I got to get it done, and I got a huge carrot at the end. So sometimes if we would give ourselves a carrot of deadlines, would you say actually have a deadline that we got to get this done by? You know, and if you have big plans for the weekend, I know we're in a pandemic and now we're getting out some, but you know, I know. But what if you had a big plan and you get to go to Starbucks if you get it all done, or you get to go for, I always do this. This is one of my games for the day. I love to go for my walk. I used to walk 3 miles since I've had all these health problems. I'm only at 2. I'm going to get back up to my 3. So I'm walking 2 miles a day, which is good, right? But anyway, my point is, it's a great time. Sometimes I'm on the phone with people, but most generally it's a great time for me to pray, to meditate, to listen to my podcast. It's a good time. So what I tell myself is if I do all this, I get to go for a walk. So that's my carrot for the day. So if you give yourself a carrot, if it's watching a TV show, is it going to Starbucks, what is your carrot? So that's why when we go on a trip, we're going to get stuff done a lot quicker. But why aren't we going on a trip every day? I go on a trip every day. I get to go for a walk. How exciting.
I like a couple things you said. One is I want to walk 3 miles a day. I'm only up to 2, but I'm working towards it. Sometimes I know people, I do this myself. Well, I didn't make my 3 miles. No. So I like that you said I'm working towards it. So it's still part of the goal there. I really liked that. And then the thing on the deadlines. I don't know about you, but I know some people that if you give a deadline, it drives me crazy. My husband's like this. He'll wait until that deadline. It'll always meet the deadline. But where I want to work all along the way, slowly pacing it out, it's all at once at the end. Drives me crazy, but it works for so many people. Give me the deadline, it'll be done. Don't worry about it. Don't nag me until, if the deadline's passed, then you can nag me. Until then, as long as I meet that deadline, you can't say a word to me. So deadline.
I used to do that with my children, right? Because you become a nag even with your children. So I'd be like, well, your room is picked up Saturday before you can go. Do you know how many kids would clean up the room Saturday morning or Friday night? When I wanted to do it on Wednesday, it's why I told you Wednesday. But some of them would get it done Wednesday because they were more like you, or they'd work a little Wednesday, a little Thursday, and then they'd still have it done Saturday. But some of them were at 6 a.m. on Saturday cleaning their room so that they could leave by 11. You know what I mean? Doesn't make sense to me. But each of us do our deadlines differently, don't we?
Yes, we do.
And even when we're little, we do it.
That's part of, in a family culture, on a committee, in a business, you've got to learn. And I don't understand this. Not everybody does things the way that I do it. I don't understand it. If you just do it my way. So I have to learn, and no matter what the situation, business, family, committee, volunteer, whatever, you have to learn the personality of all of the people that you're working with. And just because it works for you, now what works for that person? I had 2 daughters, entirely different. I would approach one daughter entirely different than the way I approached the other daughter, because one responded to one stimulus, the other one responded to something different. So if it's that way in a family, when it's that way everywhere. It's just hard to. I want it my way. And that's something hard to give up. But as long as on my to-do list, I can cross it off because you met the deadline. That's all that matters.
I can't stand always being, and what is it called? I always want to be proactive, not reactive. So I don't want to be right there when I got to get that deadline done. And I don't understand. And you're better off in life in general being proactive versus reactive. But does that mean that you always hit that deadline? I mean, does that mean that you always do the deadline on Wednesday when it needs to be done Saturday? Because I think you're a lot like me, Terry Ann. I think I want the deadline done. Okay, taxes. My taxes always have to be done March 15th. Taxes are not due till April 15th. In my head, I put it a month early. Doesn't mean I'm submitting it. It means I know if I owe, I got to pay, I got to write. And then running my own business, I do quarterly taxes. So whenever they're due, I'm going to do them at least a month ahead. And that's just because I want to be able to play with what my options are, right? I want to give myself some time to breathe. Some people are going to do their taxes. Well, my friend Gerald, which I talk about all the time, I know. My second dad, love him to death. Great mentor, like a father to me, right? He would get his taxes done on the 13th, and they would definitely be done by the 14th of April. Really? Why? That would drive me nuts. But so realizing what kind of personality you have, but you still have to make sure you're being proactive in some areas. In some areas, you're going to wait till closer to the deadline because that's just who you are. So just to realize how you can do that and, have that balance. And like you said, working with a team, you got to understand how they do. So are you running your schedule or is it running you? That's a thought I'd like to leave everybody with today.
That is a great question. Are you running your schedule or is your schedule running you?
I just feel like life is short. So it's a matter of, getting your priorities right, living your life so that you can have the life and business that you deserve, which is my mission of my business, right? So I just think that's real important. I don't know what your final thoughts are today, Terry Ann.
My final thoughts are, look at the to-do list, break it down. How can you break that mountain down into little workable pieces? For example, my laundry. I love the one thing question. He uses the theory of what is one thing that you can do that once done would eliminate or take care of most everything else on your list. Work on the one big thing to get it out of the way, and then it doesn't look like quite so much. Pam went on. She said that she's a little bit behind in her powerhouse projects, but she understands that it will get done and she can accomplish it. And I think that's attitude. What is your attitude towards your to-do list, which leads very much into your question of, are you running your schedule or is your schedule running you?
But a lot of it is, like I said in the mornings, figuring out what your priorities are. I always start with prayer, priority, and then I time block, which I've already time blocked Sunday, but I prioritize and time block for that day, right? Things are going to be a little different. But it's all about your mindset, right? Like you said, if you have you get 3 or 5 things done. What if you have 3 to 5 things done and you only got 1 done? What happens to you at the end of the day? It's about your mindset, right? You need to give yourself some grace and gratitude in that.
Accept it as good look, and sometimes it's looking at, instead of what I didn't get done, celebrate. We're celebrating today. Celebrate what you did get done.
Hey, I became a grandma. I got a lot done yesterday. Oh, wait, I didn't do anything. But I got to be a grandma. And today is St. Patty's Day, guys. So happy St. Patty's Day. Everybody have a great day.
And it's our 6-month episode anniversary. Big celebration.
Cheers. Cheers, Terry Ann. 6 months. We made it.
And thank you all for being a part of this fun journey with us. Next week, our topic is networking. Oh, what is networking? What is your impression of what a network is? And how can you go about networking proactively? Join us next week for that conversation, and hopefully we'll have better connection between the two of us.
Bye, guys. Have a blessed day.
Something done, celebrate. Let's all celebrate our accomplishments today. Bye.